The movie opens with a future America that is a toxic wasteland. Megacity 1 is a city with 800 million people. Everyone lives in giant blocks which house people in cramped crime-filled areas. Judges patrol the city acting as judge, jury, and executioners. We see the violence of the city as Dredd gets ready to go out on patrol. While on patrol he gets called to arrest 3 people. He proceeds to chase them, but they are under the influence of slow-mo, a drug that makes the user feel like their time is being distorted and slowed down. They run, causing chaos, shooting at Dredd and running over a pedestrian. Dredd shoots their tires, which causes them to crash. One of the criminals survives and takes a hostage inside a building. Dredd ends up killing the criminal and saving the female hostage, who thanks Dredd. Dredd is introduced to Anderson, a mutant who grew up near a radiation zone. She hasn't passed the proper test, but Dredd is asked to help evaluate her because she has strong psychic abilities. We are taken to the block of peach trees and introduced to Mama, who is taking a bath while on slow-mo. She is a gang leader and has to decide what to do with rival drug dealers that were found in her building. They are skinned, given slow-mo, then thrown from a balcony hundreds of feet in the air. Anderson decides to take the peach trees call after the bodies are called in on the radio. They go to peach trees and examine the bodies. Dredd notices slow-mo burns on the victim's lips, and the block's medic lets them know about the Mama clan. She used to be a prostitute. She was violent and took over peach trees, killing all the other gangs in the building. Dredd decides to investigate the murders. They go to a room where slow-mo is sold and raid the apartment. A few men are killed and the rest are detained. Anderson uses her psychic abilities to see that one of them was there for the murders. Mama has someone monitoring all the systems in the building. She finds out they have Kay in custody, and that puts her operation in jeopardy. She uses her gang to take control of the building. They put it in lockdown, which will keep emergency services from responding to calls. The judges are trapped right before they leave, and Mama comes over the intercom. She tells the people of Peach Trees that she wants the judges dead and won't end the lockdown until that happens. She has her gang mobilize and threatens anyone in Peach Trees who helps the judges. Dredd decides to head to the med center, and they run into Mama's gang. They use gas to affect the criminals and take them out with their handguns. There is a group waiting just outside the med station, and Dredd gives them a chance to leave. They don't and are taken out by Dredd and Anderson using stun grenades to help. Dredd has Anderson execute one of the wounded gang members. She does, but it visibly bothers her. The medic won't let Dredd in as he fears Mama and her gang. Anderson uses her ability and is able to get inside an apartment to hide from some gang members on patrol. Anderson realizes that the woman is in a relationship with the man she just killed. Mama learns that dozens of her men have been killed but finds out where they are. She uses her control over the system to lock down the hall that the judges are in. Dredd has Anderson get in a defensive position and tells her that she doesn't want to get captured alive. Dredd comes to the central square on the floor and sees that the gang has set up Gatling guns. They proceed to devastate the level of the block, killing many residents on the floor. It opened a crack in the wall, and Dredd uses an explosive so they can jump out. He has a radio signal now and calls for backup. Mama's men go to look for the judges' bodies, but Dredd gets the best of them and throws her main lieutenant off of the balcony in front of her. Dredd wants to know why Mama is going through all this to keep Kay from being arrested. Anderson uses her powers to go in Kay's mind and find out everything Kay knows. He wets himself from the mental interrogation. She tells Dredd that Peach Trees is the manufacturing hub of slow-mo for all of Mega City. 2 judges show up and demand that the blast doors are opened. Mama's tech comes up with excuses and is given a little more time before he has to open the door. Dredd wants to go after Mama instead of hiding from her. They begin to move through the building, and 2 kids see them, but they are afraid to shoot. Dredd is looking through the building schematics when the kids try to hold him up. Kay uses the chance to take Anderson hostage, and Dredd uses stun rounds on the kids. Kay lets Anderson know that she is in trouble now that the roles are reversed. Dredd patches himself into the building's PA and has a message for the residents of Peach Trees. He announces that he is the law and that Mama is under sentence of death, and that anyone who helps is an accessory. Mama tracks the comms and sends men to kill Dredd. He easily takes them out, and Mama calls up corrupt judges to kill Dredd. The medic mistakes them for good guys and tells them what has been going on in the building, so they shoot him. The corrupt judges split up to look for Dredd. They tell Mama to kill Anderson. Dredd runs into one of the judges but doesn't trust him right away. When the judge doesn't ask about Anderson, they fight. Dredd kills the other judge. Kay is about to kill Anderson and wants to use Anderson's own gun to shoot her. He doesn't match the ID lock on the gun though, and his lower arm explodes from a charge. Anderson's runs into the female judge and her psychic abilities allow her to know something is wrong, so she kills the other judge. Dredd finds the slow-mo manufacturing but is attacked by the other judges. Dredd is out of ammo and gets shot by the last remaining corrupt judge. He stalls for time and Anderson saves him from being executed. Dredd uses their field medical kit to patch himself up and they reload on ammo from the dead judges. They assault Mama's main compound on her floor and take her security tech, but Anderson sees how tortured he was by Mama and lets him go. She gets the code to Mama's chambers and they begin to clear her gang from the floor. Mama is seen attaching something to her wrist before the judges come into her room. She announces it's a transmitter that will blow up the top 50 stories of peach trees if her heart stops. Dredd won't negotiate and shoots her in the side. He gives her slow-mo and throws her through the glass with her falling all the way to ground level. Dredd didn't think the transmitter would work through all the concrete and he's proven right. Dredd helps patch up Anderson and they are finally able to leave the block. Dredd ends the assessment and Anderson hands him her badge, believing she failed. When talking to his supervisor though, Dredd gives her a pass. That's it for Dredd. Please like, subscribe, and share with friends. Leave a comment below if you have a movie you'd like to request.